The restaurant glowed like a palace that evening, its golden chandeliers reflecting across polished floors. A man sat at a corner table reserved for two, his posture calm but his eyes sharp with quiet authority. This was Adrian Cole, a single father and the CEO of a global company. He rarely had time for distractions, but his friends insisted that he deserved companionship. Against his instincts, he had agreed to a blind date. On paper, the woman he was supposed to meet was perfect, elegant, ambitious, someone who matched his world. But the young woman who stepped nervously through the door was nothing like he had been told. She wore a simple dress, her shoes slightly scuffed. She scanned the room as though she wasn't sure she should even be there. When her eyes landed on him, she swallowed hard and approached. "Mr. Cole?" she asked softly. "Yes," Adrian replied, rising politely. "My name is Lily," she said, twisting the strap of her handbag. I'm here instead of my sister. She couldn't make it and she asked me to come." The words tumbled out, rushed and apologetic. Adrian studied her for a long moment. He had expected sophistication, polish, confidence. Instead, here was someone trembling with nerves. He could have walked away. But something in her honesty, the way she seemed almost afraid of disappointing him, held his attention. "Sit down," he said finally. Her eyes widened in surprise. "You're sure? I don't want to waste your—" "You won't," he interrupted gently, and so she sat. The meal began awkwardly. Lily admitted she wasn't used to such restaurants. She fumbled with the silverware, blushed when she mispronounced the name of a dish. But Adrian, instead of being annoyed, found himself oddly charmed. He asked her questions, not about wealth or status, but about her life. She told him quietly that she worked 2 jobs, one at a bookstore and another cleaning offices at night. Her family relied on her, though she rarely got credit. It was always her sister who was seen as the shining star. That sister had been too busy or too careless to come tonight, and so Lily had been pushed into going in her place. "I almost didn't walk through that door," she confessed, eyes on her plate. "I don't belong in places like this." Adrian leaned forward. "Who told you that?" She looked up, startled by the firmness in his voice. "You belong anywhere you have the courage to be," he said. "And tonight, that place is here." Her cheeks flushed, and for the first time she allowed herself to smile. It wasn't the polished charm of the dates he was used to. It was real, unguarded, beautiful. Hours passed without either noticing. They spoke of books, childhood dreams, fears, and hopes. For Adrian, it was strange. He was a man who spent his life calculating risk, reading people for hidden motives. Yet with Lily, there was no mask. She was simply herself, and it was disarming. When she finally glanced at the clock, panic flickered across her face. "I should go. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have stayed this long. You were supposed to meet my sister, not me. It isn't fair." Adrian rose with her, but his expression was steady. "It's more than fair. I didn't come tonight looking for perfection. I came to see what fate had planned. And fate brought me you, not your sister." Her lips parted, stunned. "But I'm not who you wanted. You're exactly who I didn't know I needed," he said simply. The words left her motionless, her heart racing. No one had ever said anything like that to her. She had always been the shadow, the second choice, the one people overlooked. Yet this man, the kind of man who could have anyone, was telling her she mattered. Outside, the night air was cool. Adrian walked her to the curb where a sleek black car waited. She hesitated, staring at the car, then back at him. "This isn't my world," she whispered. "Then let me show you that it can be," Adrian replied. Her throat tightened. She had come expecting to be an imposter, to sit politely for a few minutes before being dismissed. Instead, she had been seen, truly seen, for the first time in her life. As the driver opened the door, Adrian turned to her with a quiet smile. "Lily, don't think of tonight as your sister's date. Think of it as ours. And I don't want it to end yet." Her eyes shimmered. She nodded slowly, stepping into the car, not as a substitute, but as herself. And so began a story neither of them had expected. A poor girl who had walked in as someone else, and a single dad CEO who refused to let her walk away. Fate had written their meeting in the unlikeliest of ways, but it was only the beginning of everything yet to come.